talking about.
Oh, come on, you know what I'm talking
I don't
about.
know
Just
what
say
you're
the same. I think what Jordan just did is if I'm not mistaken, you just tried to bribe a federal officer.
No, technically I didn't bribe anybody.
No, that's not the
technically,
conversation.
Martin Scorsese follows a crooked stockbroker's meteoric rise and fall in The Wolf of Wall Street. And Leonardo DiCaprio stars as Jordan Belfort in the movie based on Belfort's controversial 2007 memoir. Aaron Dicer with us once again this morning. And I guess DiCaprio and Scorsese, you can't really go wrong.
Well, it depends on what you mean by wrong, I suppose. I mean, Scorsese is definitely a talented director, and DiCaprio is definitely a talented actor. But they make some choices here that I might, classify as wrong choices. I mean, look, this movie is one of those movies. It's 3 hours long, and for the entire 3 hours, they are throwing things at you, and it's like adrenaline. I mean, it's just like one of those movies that Scorsese just has kind of thrown away all the boundaries and said, I'm going to make a movie that, just jumps off the screen, and that's what they try to do with this story.
Okay, so our producer guy for this show, Drew Douglas, you know him.
I do.
He loves movies. He was reading a big complaint about this one is it glorifies Belfort's wild antics.
This is interesting. I think it does. But what they will say is they will say that it's satire. And in satire, you overemphasize something to make a point about the excess of something. So the greed, the sexuality, the drugs, all those things are really turned up to 11 here. They would say it's for the satire, but I think it really does make it feel like a fun and exciting world and lots of energy, and you kind of fall in love with DiCaprio's character, but he's this morally bankrupt person, and so I definitely think that's a valid complaint. At least it's one that I had as well.
Okay, so performance is strong though?
Oh yeah, I mean, DiCaprio is incredible in this. I mean, he's asked to do a lot. Scorsese asks a lot out of his actors, but he is he is really, really amazing in this. Jonah Hill is really good. The people surrounding him are really good in this. The acting in this, Matthew McConaughey has this scene-stealing performance early on in the movie that is just captivating. And I think that's the word I come back to with this movie. It captivates you. It just takes a hold of you in some way.
So you stayed entertained for the whole 3 hours?
Entertained is a weird word. I stayed captivated. It's compelling. It compels you to watch.
Entertained, right? I mean, if it draws you in.
Here's the reason I have a little bit of problem with the word entertained is because to me that has a little bit more of a positive connotation with the compelling factor. Sometimes a car wreck, I wouldn't call a car wreck entertaining, but it's compelling. There's something interesting about it, and in that way, this movie is interesting and compelling. But I don't know that I would have said I was entertained. Certainly at parts, but maybe not for the whole thing.
So the movie pushes the R rating.
Yes.
You said.
Yeah, and that's really important to say. In fact, during my screening, there was an entire row of people that walked out about halfway through.
Wow.
And that didn't surprise me because the content really, really pushes those limits. Scorsese, I think, has basically just said here, I don't care. This is the movie I want to make. And so yeah, I would definitely say it pushes that.
Okay, so best, worst, and overall?
Yeah, best thing, it does show the cost of greed. So I did, like that message. There is a message there about the consequences of greed. Worst thing is kind of what we talked about. It's kind of gleefully depraved. Not just that it shows depravity, but it does it in such a gleeful way. And as far as the grade, I'd say a C+.
All right, C+. Movie number 2.
You're gonna do this because you got no choice. You work for me. You keep changing the rules. You're getting a little power drunk. But you want to tell me?
Christian Bale leads an all-star cast in American Hustle. The new caper comedy from David O. Russell tells the story of the late 70s ab scam scandal. Right now, this one looks like it's going to be one to watch come award season.
Yeah, I mean, the reason is you've got a great director, you've got great actors. Of course, David O. Russell, who directed it, did Silver Linings Playbook last year, which was a big Oscar contender, and The Fighter the year before that, which was a big Oscar contender. You've got Christian Bale, Amy Adams, Bradley Cooper. You've just got this list of amazing actors and actresses that are doing pretty incredible work here.
Okay, so serious subject, but supposedly funny movie.
Yeah, David O. Russell does this. He finds a way to lighten up the tone in movies about serious subjects, and I think he does that very well here. In fact, personally, I felt it got a little too light at times, kind of undercut the movie a little bit. That may just be a personal thing. But yeah, it's definitely funny. There's definitely some humor here. At the same time, not so much that you don't buy into these characters as real people in this real world.
Okay, so is this one to beat for Best Picture?
That's the question, isn't it? It comes down to this or 12 Years a Slave, I think. I still think 12 Years a Slave is the front runner.
Okay.
I personally like Gravity better than either of those. And those three I think you'll see towards award season. But this one is definitely up there, and you could see it continue to build momentum, especially with Christian Bale's incredible performance in this. People are really going to be buzzing about
cool.
that.
And I saw Gravity with you, actually.
Yeah.
Love the picture, so yes, best picture. But best movie, nope, not in my opinion. Anyway, but I'm not a critic.
Space.
This
it's
guy
space.
is,
You
although he
can't,
doesn't
you
like
can't
the
win
word
Sarah's
critic.
Best Picture when you're dealing with space.
It's true.
She just won't do it.
All right, so I feel like there's been a lot of talk surrounding American Hustle. So is that's going to help propel it?
That buzz is appropriate. It will propel it. It is. That movie is entertaining. There's a lot about it that you come out, just having really enjoyed. It is, again, it's not for the kids. It is a rated R movie, but not in the same way that like Wolf of Wall Street is.
Right.
It doesn't push those boundaries. It kind of exists in those, within the story itself. So.
Okay, so overall, that one, the grade on it would be?
For American Hustle, I'd give it an A-.
Just give us the A. All right, A, very nice. All right, Aaron Deisler, we'll be right back.